Howdy folks, how are we doing? It's FSG here. Welcome back to Wyoming. It's been a good few months since the events that came to pass way back. If you remember, at the end of Season 1, we've been through a lot of change since then. So I thought I'd jump in my truck and I would give you a tour of what's happened. It's been very quiet. It's been very quiet since you-know-who met his demise. But I'll fill you in on all those details as we take a little drive around town. So, come and hop in. As you'll see here, we have got ourselves a new truck as well. Well, when I say new, it's pretty old, but it does the job. And it means we don't have to borrow Daryl's truck anymore as well, which is no bad thing. So, let me fill you in on what's been going on. So, we are now in partnership with Buck Hughes, who is Jeb's brother. The guy that was missing for most of the first season. Presumed dead, actually. We thought maybe Jeb had knocked him off. But it turns out he'd just been away and Jeb was not lying the whole time. But I think Jeb was pretty upset as he was hoping he could get a hold of that mine and start making some money out of it. So he was duped by his brother a little bit. But it's all irrelevant now, because unfortunately Jeb was found dead. Now we do know that actually Jeb died of natural causes in the end, so there was nothing untoward as we maybe suspected. He just was up hiking in the hills there and he had a heart attack. So that was the way he went out. Obviously we got the post-mortem report which told us all those details. But it doesn't explain why Sandy's phone was there, and I still haven't got to the bottom of that. I do hear from Sandy every now and again, usually a nice postcard from another state. She's just doing a bit of a tour around, but she hasn't had the time yet to fill me in on why she won't come back to Elk Mountain yet. Now, as you'll see in the right-hand corner there, we have got a little bit of money in the bank account now. Our little oil business is starting to make a bit of cash, which is nice. We haven't expanded it yet, but we've definitely got plans to in the future, so we'll head along and we'll have a look at that in a little bit. But first we'll head up to the mine. Now, here we are at the mine, which I am a proud part owner in with Buck. Now, Buck does tend to not get involved. He leaves us to get on with this. He'll pop in every now and again, just make sure things are running okay. He doesn't seem to want to get involved. Although he does seem to want the money out of it. But he has invested some money as well, as you'll see there. We have got a couple of trucks that are running up and down to the mine. We've got the wash plant here running. And another spare truck sitting there. That's one of the haulage trucks actually. We're bringing the equipment up. If I just park here, we'll look over the edge. And I'll give you a little bit of chat about what's going on down there. So if you look down there now, you will see we've got a high-speed conveyor and that big excavator that's pulled a lot of that dirt down. We have two trucks running. There's one heading up to the wash plant already as one heads down. So I would say it is a pretty basic operation at the moment. We'd like to expand it a bit more. But as we are at the moment, it runs pretty much like clockwork. We've got a couple of good drivers down there who just do their thing, so those trucks fill up pretty quick. They empty into here and they spit out all the things that we need, concentrate and tailings, that we can sell or try and convert to gold. So as you can see here, a couple of boxes of concentrate sitting there and the pay dirt getting reversed in up this ramp. So we will come back in a little while and sort some of these tailings out and get them up to the gold plant. But for now, we'll continue our tour. Now here we are heading down to Bighorn Lake, which is the piece of land that Ambrose left us. Good old Uncle Ambrose. Now if you remember, we had a couple of fields in here that we'd cut ourselves individually. Now those crops failed. And if you remember back earlier on, we caught Jeb one day dumping oil into the lake here. Now that got into the water table and damaged the crops. As you can see, they've returned themselves back to normal. So we have that land but we're not doing anything with it at the moment. And this is what I was thinking in terms of expanding our oil operation, potentially putting a second pump in a little bit further up. We know there's a good amount of oil in this ground, so we may go and do that. There is the stain on the ground from the oil truck fire from last time we were having trouble, but we were very quickly had that replaced. And there we go, there's our little fledgling business, the old FSG Oil Corp. And we are making some decent money. In fact, I'll just jump in here. We should be able to fill this up. There we go. Looks like there's a full load in there, and I will check the pump as well and see what else is coming. So there you go, this has been running for a few days now. We've got 57,000 litres in there, so there's a good amount of money to come in for those as well. One of the plans we still have is to expand this operation. At the moment we just sell it off as crude oil, but there is the opportunity to take it to a refinery and convert it to propane and diesel. And we did talk in the last series about opening our own gas station, which is still on the cards. Now, something else we're very keen to do as well is purchase our own farm. After the crops failed here, I'm very keen to look at a proper farm with some good infrastructure. And at the moment, prices are pretty good. So we'll head over and I'll show you the farm that I'm thinking about purchasing. Now, as we roll into Muddy Gap here, there's Clint's place. Clint's still about. He's doing his thing. We catch up with him every now and again. He's keeping himself busy. He's got his own plant growing business. But this is, of course, Jeb's yard. Now, this has moved over to ownership by Buck, his brother, after Jeb's death. So all of this stuff here, Buck's like, if you need any of it, just grab it, help yourself. There isn't much there, but the low loader could come in handy, the truck, and also the old Ford here as well. So good to know we've got those available to us. But the farm we've been looking at is just down here. So let me take you down there and show you it. So here we are now. Those of you who watched the first season will remember this place as where we bought our old John Deere tractor. We've since spoken to the farmer, who has decided that he's had enough. He wants to retire, and has spoken to us and offered us a very good price for this. I mean, there's not much to it, right? We've got a couple of sheds. We've got just a nice little storage silo there, and a nice little house, but it's better than what we've got. Obviously we've got the cabin in the woods as well. But it would be nice to have a second home, wouldn't it? So at the moment this is going for the princely sum of $42,124, which is well within our price range. The only issue we've got there is we don't have any land that comes with that, so we would need to look at fields as well. Now there's this big strip here that is worth $73,900. We've got field 3 there at 66, and we've got field 4 at 74. Now for me, probably field 4 looks like a good option. It's also close to Bighorn Lake as well, across the road, so it kind of links things up. I know there's a fence there, but we could sort that and maybe go, it gives us a Route 1 straight back to the oil business as well. So potentially looking at that, and over time maybe buy field 3 as well, and possibly even that one as we expand. But I quite like the idea of this, something to bear in mind. But now we'll keep on with our little tour, and we'll head into town. Now as we roll into town, I'm able to give you a little bit of an update on some of the characters that we've met along the way with this series. And the first one we're going to come across is our good old friend, the Sheriff. There's his car. He has been very quiet since Jeb died. I think he's lying low. I think he got away, basically, with some pretty bad, corrupt cop work. But he, I think, was under Jeb's thumb, and for that reason, I think was being manipulated as well. Of course, he's April's brother. April, who was dating Daryl. Now, there's the truck that we ended up purchasing for Daryl as a replacement after that terrible incident where I nearly lost my life when the brakes failed and it went over the cliff. The truck has never been recovered. The truck is still there, wedged under a rock. It was impossible to retrieve it, so it's still sitting there. So we still don't know if it was sabotage or just a fault. But there's the truck I purchased as an apology to Daryl. Now Daryl, unfortunately, we don't see much of anymore. He's drinking a lot more. April and him have split up. April's gone to stay with her folks upstate. She's had enough. So things are changing, and not for the better, I would say. So I see him every now and again. But to be honest, he's usually in such a state he probably wouldn't even remember seeing me. So there we go. Sad state of affairs there. Maybe that'll change again in the future. But the town is very much the same as it was. Everything as you saw it before. In fact, if we head along here, I think you'll see a certain old friend parked in the parking lot here. That's been sitting there for a few months as well. We've been spending a lot of our time focusing on the mine and the oil business, so logging has taken a bit of a backseat, but I'm sure we'll find some use for Jeepers Creepers over the next few weeks and months. So there you go, you are bang up to date with the characters and the goings on up here since you were last here, and I'm very pleased to say it's been pretty calm and relaxed, nothing drastic going on at all. So now the mine has only been running for the last couple of weeks. It did take quite a while to get the machinery up there and get that soil dug, so really we're only starting to see the benefits and the initial lump of product coming out of that in the next few days, which is exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to that. So what we'll do, after we've sold that oil, we'll maybe head up to the mine before the end of the day and get some of that concentrate in and getting processed overnight. Right, let's switch over to this truck and we will head back towards the town. Let's bring up our HUD so you can see how much money we make when we sell this, but we can sell our crude oil here. There we go. As it drops down, the money ticks up. Straight ahead there in front of us, in fact we'll let that unload while we go over here. 12,600 in income, not bad. Now, just over the road from where we've sold our oil is the refinery. Now what we can do in here, you can see for your 500 litres of crude oil, you get 400 litres of diesel and 100 litres of propane. Now what we would need to do if we were to refine the oil would be to get a couple of sell points sorted. One of those being the gas station that I talked about. The other is a trailer park that is slightly out of town but spends a lot of money on propane. So we have got potential customers very keen to buy those products off us, so that's definitely on the list of things to do in this series. But for now, we have got our work cut out. We are busy most days just making sure things run appropriately. So again, we'll reverse the truck up and get it loaded up for another run, and we'll head up to the mine. Right, here we are back at the mine. We just need to pick up this trailer here and run it down and pick up those 2 pallets of concentrate. There we go, there's another reversing truck. They seem to be going pretty quick with stuff. Oh, we've actually got a couple more ready, that's good stuff. Right, let's get these tailings into the shed and sorted and see how much money we can make out of this gold. There we go, 4 boxes on the trailer. Let's get those folded up and get them back up to the processing plant. Right, here we are. We'll just try and reverse the trailer in. This isn't the perfect trailer, if I'm being honest. We could do with a better trailer than this, and we'll maybe get another one sorted in the next little while, but for now it will do the job. We're trying to keep the cost down, hence the reason I do some of this stuff rather than paying too many people, but maybe long term, as time goes on, we might be able to fund a few more people. So that's that done. It's getting on, the light is getting low because it is, you know, we're in November now. So let's head away from here and have a little bit of a think about the farm now. Oh, 1 second, I'll just take this call.
Hello FSG, how's everything going?
Hi Buck, yeah, no problems at all. I've actually just run some stuff up from the mine to get processed, so we should see our first income come in pretty soon.
Excellent, good to hear, good to hear. Is there anything else you need from me?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. What about you from me?
Ah, well, actually, it's funny you ask. I need a favour, but I need you to keep it on the low down.
Okay, that doesn't make me particularly enthusiastic, but what do you need?
I don't want to talk about it on the phone. I will head up and I'll chat to you shortly. But keep this conversation to yourself.
Okay. You know, I said it'd been quiet for a while. I've got a funny feeling that's about to change. Now, we did say we were going to talk about the farm next. Decision has definitely been made. This farm is about to become ours. So, we're just going to go and sign some of the paperwork now. And then we will head into town and get that paperwork ratified at the town hall. But it looks like we're really properly going to set down some roots. So there we go. $42,124. We have bought ourselves a farm. How exciting is that? Take great pleasure in taking the sign down. There we go. Owned property by us. And what we need to do, we need to bring the tractor over. We haven't bought a field yet. We'll need to think about doing that. But we'll bring a tractor over. And we'll get all the stuff that we own over to here. And then we'll make a plan. But I don't think that little tractor is going to last us too much longer. So we probably need to go shopping for some more equipment as well. And I may get rid of this old rickety shed and put something else into. Right, next steps for us to head to Town Hall, get the paperwork handed in, and then we officially own this house. So, we'll head there right now, and then I think we'll start to move the equipment down. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Somebody's been at Jeb's place and moved vehicles around. I'm just going to check this out. I don't like it when things happen that I don't know what's going on. Let's just make sure nothing untoward going on here. What's going on here? Hello? Anyone here? Anyone here?
Ah, FSG. I didn't think you'd be here. I was gonna try and get this hidden.
What do you mean, get this hidden? What's this?
This is the thing I was telling you about. I kind of need to get this car hidden. I need to lose it somewhere.
Whoa, 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 hang on a minute. Listen, I had enough trouble with your brother doing dodgy stuff. I don't want to get involved in anything I'm going to regret.
Oh, no. It's nothing like that. This is purely helping out a friend. It's an insurance job. We're pretending the car is stolen so we can get the money for it.
Well, I don't want to be party to anything too dodgy, but I've done worse than that before, to be honest. Fine, leave it with me. I'll lose it up near the mine somewhere.
Excellent, FSG. Knew I could count on you. Right, I need to get out of here quick.
Buck, is everything alright? Buck? Buck? Oh, he's gone already. He seemed a bit flustered, didn't he? Anyway. Let's get this fired up. And lost somewhere. Why do I agree to this stuff? I really don't know. Right, we'll run this up near the mine. Actually, this low loader could come in handy for shifting my equipment about as well. So, that's no bad thing. But for starters, let's go and lose this rusty old car. Right, I've got an idea. I'm actually going to head up to the Burn Ridge and lose this up there. I think if Buck's in trouble and somebody's going to come looking for this, we don't tend to use the Burn Ridge. If they think it's at the mine, that's probably a more likely place for them to come and looking. He says it's for a friend, but he looked too flustered, he looked too stressed for it to be something like that. Something's going on. It could be a perfect spot down there, couldn't it? Nobody's going to come looking up here. Right. Let's reverse this down to the edge here. And just roll it off the edge here. I'm guessing he doesn't want this back. Okay, the trunk seems locked. I'm not even going to ask what's in there. Right, let's roll the car into the bushes on the edge of this little cliff here. Nobody should find this here, should they? You can't see that from the road at all. Excellent. Right. Job done. Let's get this truck back and load it up with it. Oh, tractor. Right, here we are, back at Bighorn Lake. Let us get our kit loaded up. And actually, I think we're going to dial ahead to the dealers and maybe catch up with them in the morning and find out how much money we can get for some of this. Because, like I said, I think we're in a position now where we can, one, expand the farm a little bit. We need to buy some land, but at the same time, I think we can purchase a bigger, more useful tractor. There we go. Kit loaded up. Let's head into town. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll park this at Jeb's for the night. We'll take the pickup and we'll run that into town, because until we've got the paperwork sorted on the farm, I don't want to move this machinery down there. That is even if I want to keep this machinery. Like I said, we'll have a chat with the deal when we're in town as well. See if he wants to buy this back or knows anybody else who wants to buy it. So,
FSG, is it done? Is it hidden?
yeah, it's hidden.
Excellent. Okay. If anybody asks, you didn't see me. I wasn't there.
Fuck, this is worrying me a little bit. Can you tell me what's going on at least?
Honestly, FSG, it's better you don't know. I'll be in touch.
Oh boy. Got a bad feeling about this. Right, here we are. Back at Jeb's. We shall grab the Suburban and we'll head into town. So the plot thickens. I do not know what Buck is up to. I should have taken a little bit more of a look around that car, shouldn't I? I wouldn't just want to lose a vehicle up in the woods there for no apparent reason. Maybe I'll go back up and have another look at it. Not now. I've got enough to do. But there must be more to the story than he's letting on. Anyway, priorities. We have just bought ourselves a farm. So wouldn't it be nice to get the paperwork sorted and get that put to bed? It's my first time at the town hall since I bought the mine.
There you go, FSG. All the paperwork present and correct. I'll get that filed away for you. You are officially the owner of your own farm. Congratulations.
Amazing. Thanks, Enid. Nice to see you again. Okay. I will leave you to do that, and I'll head out. Have a good evening.
Hello, FSG.
Sandy. You're back.